Hello, guys. I hope you all are doing well. Today is another Friday, so we continue with the 2014 test booklet A series and questions 5 to question 10. So, let's begin. The first question says, with reference to Global Environment Facility, which of the following statements are correct? And there are 4 options. However, you need to select only one. And this is not 1 or 2, 2 or 3. So this can be pretty direct answer. But D has both A and B too. So let's first know about from where is this question coming, which part of the syllabus. Current events of national importance will always be the first point from your syllabus. So this is there. And how can we link? How has the UPSC linked? See, general issues on environmental ecology, and with that we have biodiversity, climate change. And how do they form part of this topic? Because Global Environment Facility was established on the eve of the Rio Earth Summit that was held, and thus it provides the grants, the additional co-financing for more than some projects, and thus it's the small grants program which provides some society and community initiatives. So can we also say that yes, economically this can also hold a part in our syllabus? Yes. So let's first look through the question. The option 1 says it serves as financial mechanism. Second says undertake scientific research, and third says an agency under OECD to facilitate transfer of technology and funds to underdeveloped countries. So the first thing is clear that point C is not the answer, because it's not about any underdeveloped countries or anything, and it provides grants and nothing of technology. So C is incorrect. And if you see, GEF is a country-driven organization which was founded on certain principles, and during early years it was implemented with the support of 3 agencies, and then the partnership has evolved and a lot of countries have taken part in it, and a lot of agencies have been a part of it, and together they develop the shared solutions to the challenges, which heightens their collective impact. So option B also stands incorrect, because it doesn't undertake any research on the environmental issues at global level. So yes, so we finally conclude that yes, the answer is A, because it serves as a financial mechanism for CBD and UNFCCC. So D is not the option. C and B is also incorrect. The correct answer is A. So this question is now clear, and I think we'll never forget it anymore now. The second question is over technology for solar power production, and thus there are 3 options, and then the correct answer we have to select. So first look into from where can they technically come, from which portion of the syllabus. With the current emphasis that we look into when UPSC is focusing on science and technology and everything, yes, general science can be a part, not technically, but yes, they can be a part. Current events, definitely you cannot exclude, you cannot expect anything that is not our current event and still there in UPSC paper. Hypothetically, not it's not always correct, so don't just start researching over that. Anyway, then we have economic development. Yes, we can figure it out, because somewhere it's helping us in developing our country. And also with the general issues on environmental ecology, because yes, the solar power plant will somewhere impact our environment and will help in benefiting our environment in different ways that we cannot even think of. So this is the syllabus portion that can be effectively part of this question that is there. So now when we look into the question correctly, it is asking with reference to technologies for solar power production. So according to them, we need to answer whether these statements are correct or not. So photovoltaics is a technology that generates electricity by direct conversion of light into electricity, while solar thermal is in this and this. So what they are asking is, they have given you 2 terms and they are asking whether this and this is correct. Second, photovoltaic generates alternating current, while solar thermal generates direct current. And third, India has manufacturing base for solar thermal technology but not for photovoltaics. So now you see, they are not asking you about just what is photovoltaics and what is this solar thermal. But definitely the third point can be confusing. If you've read about the photovoltaics and everything, the third point can be confusing, because yes, we also need to know about the current position of what photovoltaics is to India and what this solar thermal is to India. So let's look into what could be photovoltaics, what could be solar thermal, and then we'll decide which could be the actual correct answer. So photovoltaic cell, which is also known as solar cell, is an electrical device that converts energy of light directly into electricity by this photovoltaic effect. And if you look at solar thermal energy, it is a form of energy and technology for harnessing solar energy to generate thermal energy for use in industry and residential and all commercial sectors also. Now, solar photovoltaic use photons produced by sunlight, and thus they generate direct current electricity, whereas the solar thermal system, it heats a fluid that runs a steam engine, gas turbine or something like that, and that electricity is then transferred, making it the alternating current. And thus you'll see the second option is incorrect, because it's the opposite. Photovoltaics generates DC while solar thermal generates AC. The third option is also incorrect, because India has a manufacturing base for solar thermal technology as well as for photovoltaics, which started in 2010. So the correct answer is A, 1 only, neither B, neither C, neither D, only 1. So the correct answer is 1. Next question is a straightforward question. If you know the answer, you know it. Consider the following languages: Gujarati, Kannada and Telugu. Which of the above has been declared as classical language or languages by the government? There are 4 options. So first, let's look into what is classical language, and also how is it determined by the government, and thus how is it promoted and everything, so that yes, the next time when we have to look, we just don't remember the question, we also remember the topic. So let's quickly look at that and decide what's the correct answer. If you look at how the classical is defined, the guidelines for declaring a language as classical, the Indian Express has shown it, written it very clearly. First is high antiquity of its early text should be there. Second is a body of ancient literature which is considered a valuable heritage by generation of speakers should be there. Literary tradition be original, not borrowed from another speech community. So it should be original, and thus classical language and literature being distinct from modern and not a copy of it. And then how are the classical languages promoted? See, Human Resource and Development Ministry has it. How? They make 2 major annual international awards for scholars of eminence in classical Indian languages. So in that way, they are promoting those languages. And a Center for Excellence for Studies in Classical Languages is set up. UGC has requested to start with, at least in the central universities, a certain number of professional chairs for the classical languages so declared. And see, it was there in 2019 also. So this thing has been there and will be there. So yes, this cannot be changed. See, there are total 6 languages: Tamil, Sanskrit, Kannada, Telugu, Malayalam and Odia. Odia was done in 2014, and now you see how current events of national importance becomes important here, and also the diversity of India, the economy of India, because yes, the social economy is somewhere affected here, and thus you can go along with it. So the answer is very clear now. It's not 1, so it's 2 and 3. That is C, 2 and 3 only, Kannada and Telugu from this option. Next question is asking to match some pairs. This is about the tiger reserve, the wildlife sanctuary, and thus with the states where it's located. So yes, geography is very much here. Second thing that's here is biodiversity, the national parks and the conservation thing, so environment, ecology, everything, and definitely the events of current importance, because just because they were in news, they are here in your UPSC paper. So let's quickly look into the map, know about this, and then decide the answer. So Dampa Tiger Reserve is in Mizoram. First is correct. Gumti Wildlife Sanctuary is not in Sikkim but Tripura, so second is wrong, and the third is correct. Yes, the peak is in Nagaland. So the answer is C, 1 and 3 only, because Gumti Wildlife Sanctuary is not in Sikkim but in Tripura. Now if you look at the last question for this video, with reference to conservation organization called Wetlands International, which of the following statements are correct? So it's again talking about Ramsar Convention, and as far as I remember, one question in the last Friday video has already been over Ramsar Convention. So this was this important. So let's quickly know Wetlands International and see whether this answer, which of the statements are correct. So, Wetlands International is a global organization and not an intergovernmental organization. So, the first statement in itself becomes incorrect, and the second one is correct. Yes. The Wetlands International works at the field level to develop, mobilize knowledge, and use the practical experience to advocate for better policies. So, yes, the second part is correct. So, the correct answer is B2 only. And with this, we complete the total of 10 questions of prelims paper 2014. Alright guys, this was it with today's video. I genuinely had curiosities when things came like this question, from where is it coming, what is the syllabus and everything. So when we are looking at the question, when we are looking at the syllabus simultaneously, and when we are looking at the answer, we analyze how is this question important and what kind of questions UPSC gives, what is its track, which definitely cannot be predicted but at least can be learned. So this way it's helpful also. And when we keep looking at the syllabus, we genuinely keep mugging the syllabus, we keep revising the syllabus, and thus we know about the syllabus. So this was the small initiative, the 5 questions from Friday's video. For this, again, we meet on next Friday. Thank you.